Listen to me now. You have heard from the CPS and they have told you.
This is.
And what else do you want us to say?
Yeah, this is getting. So it's getting, Mr. Mokbai. Now it's getting very, very interesting because now you are going back on your word. You told me yesterday that you got this information via an approved channel. You got it via an approved media aid from the government house. I recorded our conversation. Yeah.
Which is your medium? Which is the medium you are working for?
By this, do I conclude that EBS ran an unconfirmed story, a fake story? EBS generated a story.
EBS did not run any
yeah, but that is how it is. Yeah, that is how it is. So this is not me painting it. This is you running a story.
Don't quote me. You are quoting me already wrongly. Do not quote me. I do not have the authority to speak on behalf of EBS.
Okay, that was the voice of Fred Mokbai, the director of news at the Edo Broadcasting Service, blatantly swallowing his words and flip-flopping. Now he's retracting his earlier statement because just 2 days ago, he said,
"Who assigned that story? What is the source? Yeah, how did that story get to EBS?"
All right, for the purpose of clarity, the statement or press release, as you rightly, the one you referenced, came from the right and approved source. As a matter of fact, the statement quoted Mr. Governor to having directly issued such a statement. But however, later, it's a developing story or event, as it were. Just yesterday, we got another release, though from blogs now, not from mainstream media yet, from a man, the director of Edo GIS, who we know in good authority was onboarded, appointed by Mr. Governor. And the person of Mr. Tony Ikpasa.
Yeah.
So, as we speak, we await further clarification and updates on the trending issue because it's an issue that affects the very fabric of society. Like you know, you are in the diaspora, you are concerned, which is why you are making your inquest. Everybody is concerned. So the latest we have heard is the statement purportedly or allegedly emanating from Edo GIS, which has as head an appointee of Mr. Governor. So I'm sure in due time, before the close of the working hour today, we'll be able to get updates as to what is really the latest direction.
This is a direct contradiction. It means that either he was told to change his statement after pressure from above. Maybe someone intervened, likely from Government House or the Ministry of Communication, or someone inside EBS has ordered everyone to align with a new narrative, to deny, distance, and deflect, as in there's coordinated damage control, because the pattern from EBS to GIS to the CPS shows a deliberate effort to erase the trail of who first circulated the government statement. So Nigerians, something terrifying is happening in Edo State. And if you are not scared yet, you should be. Because this isn't just confusion. It's corruption with fangs. A government that can speak, deny, and contradict itself all in the same breath. The government broadcast a story, then denied it, like a state broadcaster that reports a governor's statement on Sunday, only for the same government to call it fake news on Monday. This is not just mix-up. This is manipulation, a slow, deliberate distortion of truth that was broadcast from the very seat of power. All this because of one report, a 17-year-old boy who allegedly bought 14,000 hectares of land At first, the government's own TV station, EBS, praised the governor for acting swiftly, suspending land approvals to investigate. But days later, the same government called the story fake. And today, the director of news at EBS, Freddie Mokbai, the same person who told me less than 72 hours ago that EBS got the story from a press release from an approved government media aid, is asking me.
The CPS blatantly denied knowledge of the EBS broadcast, right? He doesn't know how EBS got the information because he said there was no press release from him from the government house. So if EBS ran a story, it wasn't from him. And that actually begs the question. So if the...
Are you sure you saw that here on EBS?
This isn't just confusion. It's institutional cowardice. A government that first speaks, then denies. They are just pissing on our backs without even the courtesy of calling it rain. And the more they deny, the clearer the truth becomes. Because someone in Edo State is desperately trying to bury this story. And as fearless Edo people, today we will name every single drop.
He has done the right thing for a 17-year-old boy to acquire such a land. That is to say, something must be wrong somewhere.
It began with a headline that sounded righteous.
Governor Okpebholo made known his decision to suspend assent to certificate of occupancy during an engagement with a non-governmental organization in Benin City.
It started right here at the Edo Broadcasting Service, our own state-owned television, the government's own mouthpiece. On October 12, 2025, EBS aired a story, this particular story, quoting Governor Monday Okpebholo directly.
He stated that the move is part of an ongoing investigation to uncover the source of wealth of a 17-year-old who reportedly acquired 14,000 hectares of land in Edo State.
It was clear, it was confident, it sounded official. The state broadcaster said it came from the governor, not from social media, not from speculation, but from a government engagement in Benin City. And the people believed it. Some even praised the governor's courage. Finally, leadership was acting tough on corruption, they thought.
That decision has endeared the governor to me.
And that's exactly why the governor did the right thing, for asking or for trying to know where and how he acquired or get that money.
The governor is standing on his decision as the leader. He was a political leader because he looked at it that a 17-year-old boy is too young to possess money to buy 14,000 acres for us of land.
But that confidence didn't last long, because 2 days later, everything changed. Edo Geographic Information System, the agency responsible for land records, issued a statement through its director of press, Tunde Egbiremole. The statement dismissed the entire story as false, mischievous, and fabricated. It even accused unnamed people of sponsoring fake news to blackmail the government. But here's the problem. The so-called official statement had no letterhead, no reference number, no signature whatsoever. It was circulated through WhatsApp. And yet, Punch newspaper reported it as signed statement, signed by Tunde Egbiremole, even though the version we obtained was unsigned. So where did Punch see the signature? Who signed it? And why is a state agency issuing unsigned deniers to contradict its own government broadcaster? So seeing these contradictions, I called Fred Imokbai, the director of news at the Edo Broadcasting Service. Because 2 days earlier, Fred had told me. Take a listen.
The statement or press release, as you rightly, the one you referenced, came from the right and approved source.
You see, but when I called him again, something had changed. His tone was cautious. His words were different. Do you know what he asked? Take a listen.
That actually begs the question. So if the...
Are you sure you saw that here on EBS?
The news is still there?
The same man who confirmed the source now denied knowing anything about it. How convenient. And when I reminded him of our earlier conversation, he backpedaled further, saying he had no authority to speak for EBS, then abruptly ended the call, as in he cut the phone from my head.
Do not quote me. I do not have the authority to speak on behalf of EBS. And I have told you, if you want further information as to what you are doing, there is an established process, established leadership that you are supposed to get across to.
Anyways, thank you very much for your... You don't even drop.
You see, that's not confusion. That's control. That's what happens when truth becomes dangerous.
14,000 acres of land.
Now, let's try to connect the dots. EBS heard the story, quoting the governor. Edo GIS denied it without a signed statement. Punch published it, claiming it was signed. The chief press secretary said he never issued any statement, and the director of news who confirmed it earlier has now denied ever saying so. Every layer of government has told a different version of the same event. One governor, one story, 5 different contradictions. That's not governance. That's gaslighting. This is what happens when truth becomes radioactive. Everyone runs from it. Now, Edo crisis is no longer about land. It's about language. It's about a government that cannot speak the truth twice in a row. When a state broadcaster airs a governor's words and the same government calls it fake, don't mistake that for confusion. That's choreography. Don't see it as a blunder. That's a script. It means the rot is now institutional because the lie isn't the story. The lie is the system. But notwithstanding, let's keep asking the questions they don't want us to ask. What was this story meant to distract us from? Why this story? Was it a stratagem to take attention away from a main issue? I mean, maybe to move our eyes away from the $250 million phantom deal? Was it meant to bury the Iyeki versus Iyaloja saga that was rotting in silence? To make us so busy clapping at a phantom 17-year-old that we forgot to count the real thieves? To make us busy counting the stars while the moon passes us by? So Edo people, we must ask, not whisper, not hope, but ask, who spoke for the governor? Who approved the lie? And who do they think they are fooling? Because power doesn't stumble in chaos. It manufactures it. And when a government starts lying in daylight, it's not trying to correct itself. It's trying to condition you. As I mentioned in an earlier post, right? Defending a lie is essentially lying again. This is not politics anymore. This is the birth of tyranny in slow motion and the death of public trust in real time. So please share this video. Talk about it. Tag every journalist, every lawmaker, every citizen who still believes that truth matters. Because if we let this slide, we are telling the next government that lies are cheaper than leadership.